Well, greetings to you, and happy holidays. You know, I'm delighted to be able to host this beautiful Christmas music special. As you might have guessed, Christmas music is my all-time favorite music. We'll be hearing many of the most popular Christmas songs, most all of which are also Christmas carols. So please sing along if the holiday spirit moves you. You know, Christmas carols date back to 4th century Europe, where they followed the Gregorian chant tradition, which is now enjoying a huge comeback. Imagine that. The word carol comes from the French word caroler, which means dance in a ring. Perhaps the most famous of all is the song Silent Night, written by an Austrian priest in 1818. Now, we'll be hearing that later on in the program. But first, let's hear the theme from the very first Christmas, the first Noel, as interpreted by our featured artist, the incomparable Giovanni. The name Magi comes from the old Persian language and refers to priests of Zarathustra. The Bible tells us they came from the east, and legend states that the wise men were from Persia, well, it's now known as Iran. Their names were Balthasar, Melchior, and Caspar. Such a pilgrimage must have had strong spiritual significance for these men, but well, what was it? Why did they travel so far, following a star? This is all we know about it, except for what the song tells us. Here is Giovanni's treatment of "We Three Kings of Orient Are."
Happy holidays. My name is Giovanni and I'm honored to be able to spend this time with you. The holidays are celebrated a little differently in every region and country throughout the world. In my native country of Italy, we have many of our own Christmas customs. For example, the way we celebrate Santa Claus is by having a woman named La Befana, which means Epiphany in Italian. Like Santa, she brings gifts to all of those that have been good during the year. And another custom centers around the nativity scene, which is the collection of very small figurines depicting the birth and adoration of baby Jesus. I am very pleased to have the opportunity to play my own composition and interpretation of the nativity. The song is called The Adoration.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that, well, me, St. Nicholas, soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer with a little old driver so lively and quick I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled, and he shouted, and he called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner, on Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all! As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, oh yes, and St. Nicholas too. Then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my hand and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with flow ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses. His nose was like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of the pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke had encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and he was plump, a right jolly old elf. And I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings. Then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all, good night. One of my favorite Christmas songs, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, is perhaps the only major addition to American Christmas folklore in this century. It was in 1939 that an advertising man in Chicago conceived of the idea for a shiny-nosed reindeer, sort of a Santa's helper. The name Rudolph was picked by his 4-year-old daughter because, well, it was her favorite. In 1947, Rudolph was put to music, but it took 2 years for its composer to get a famous singer to record it. Finally, well-known cowboy singer Gene Autry agreed, and it became second only to Bing Crosby's White Christmas as the most popular Christmas song of all time. Now here's Giovanni's version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. all know that the holidays are filled with tradition, but where does it come from? For example, the tradition of the stocking began when, well, I dropped coins down one needy family's chimney, and the coins landed in stockings that were hung by the fire to dry. Nowadays, I have so many children to visit, I need the fastest sleigh in the sky. So, if you hear something on your rooftop that sounds like the bells on my sleigh, you might think of this song and sing along.
Going home for the holidays is difficult for many people. Because my father was an orchestra leader, we often moved around the world from city to city. So even knowing where home is can be a challenge. Although I don't sing, and for that you can count your blessings, I still love the lyrics to many songs. The last phrase of our next selection must have been written for everyone who thinks about home they are away from. It goes like this: Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams.
are so many traditions that I love about the holidays. Besides the great feasts like those, friends and relatives, there's the tradition of giving and receiving wonderful presents. Over the years, there's been one present that has brought immeasurable joy to children all over the world. This is why it's my all-time favorite. Can you guess what toy that is from this next song? For myself and Giovanni and all our friends and family, to all your friends and family, we wish you a very, very Merry Christmas.
For myself and Santa and all of our friends and family, to all of your friends and family, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and God bless.